Welcome to the second session of ratio and proportion. And in this session, we will look at a certain operations with ratios. And these operations could make life simpler for you when you are working with ratios. So, for example, A is to B is equal to C is to D. तो इसका क्या मतलब होता है? A upon B is equal to C upon D. Invertendo मतलब इसका उल्टा. Invertendo means just the reciprocal. So here if we have A by B, we are going to do B by A. And if we have C by D here, we will be doing D by C. This operation is known as invertendo. Next, A S to B is equal to C S to D, which means A upon B is equal to C upon D. अब alternando मतलब क्या कि इस C को यहाँ A के नीचे ले आओ. So just get this C here in the denominator and get this B, transfer this B to the numerator on the opposite side. मतलब C को इधर लाओ denominator में और B को ऊपर कर दो. So A upon C is equal to B upon D. इस पर्टिकुलर ऑपरेशन को हम क्या बोलते हैं? Alternando. Then we have componendo. A is to B is equal to C is to D. So A upon B is equal to C upon D. तो कॉम्पोनेंडो का मतलब क्या होता है कि इसमें सिर्फ वन ऐड कर दो दोनों तरफ. मतलब A upon B plus 1 is equal to C upon D plus 1. तो इससे क्या होगा? A upon B plus B will be equal to C upon D plus D. सो न्यूमरेटर में आपको सिर्फ न्यूमरेटर प्लस डिनोमिनेटर लिख देना है. मतलब ए इज टू बी रेशियो है तो न्यूमरेटर में आपने लिख दिया ए प्लस बी, डिनोमिनेटर को सेम रख दिया. सिमिलरली हियर इन द न्यूमरेटर यू हैव सी प्लस डी एंड द डिनोमिनेटर रिमेन्स द सेम, दैट इज डी. So if 2 is to 3 and 4 is to 6, these are equal, these are in proportion. So what can we do? Numerator plus denominator, 2 is to 2 plus 3 as to 3. And 4 plus 6, that is 10 as to 6. So 5 is to 3 and 10 as to 6, they remain equal. This is componendo. And similarly, dividendo is nothing but subtracting 1 from the ratio. So you have A minus B if A upon B is equal to C upon D. अगर ये दोनों equal हैं तो A minus B upon B is equal to C minus D upon D. ये भी equal होंगे. This is dividendo. Similarly, we have componendo and dividendo. What is that? If A upon B is equal to C upon D, तो न्यूमरेटर में आप सम लिखो न्यूमरेटर और डिनोमिनेटर का A plus B, और डिनोमिनेटर में लिख दो A minus B. Just write A plus B in the numerator and A minus B in the denominator. Similarly, you write C plus D in the numerator and C minus D in the denominator. This operation componendo and dividendo कई बार इक्वेशन सॉल्व करने में बड़ा हेल्प करता है. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इफ यू हैव एन इक्वेशन लाइक दिस, x प्लस 2 अपॉन x माइनस 2 इज इक्वल टू लेट्स से 5 अपॉन 4. अब हम अगर कॉम्पोनेंडो एंड डिविडेंडो लगाएंगे तो न्यूमरेटर में न्यूमरेटर प्लस डिनोमिनेटर करना है. सो x प्लस 2 प्लस x माइनस 2, और डिनोमिनेटर में न्यूमरेटर माइनस डिनोमिनेटर करना है. सो न्यूमरेटर माइनस डिनोमिनेटर. सेम चीज आपको राइट साइड में करना है. द सेम ऑपरेशन हैज टू बी रिपीटेड ऑन द राइट हैंड साइड. 5 प्लस 4 इन द न्यूमरेटर, 5 minus 4 in the denominator. If you solve the numerator, you will get 2x upon 4 is equal to 9 upon 1. So x is nothing but 18. So by applying componendo and dividendo, many a times you will be able to solve certain expressions faster. Componendo and dividendo. Next, suppose 3a as to 5 is given as equal to 5b is equal to 7c. And I want the ratio of a as to b as to c immediately. So what we need to do is, if I want to write down the ratio for A, just ignore this term and multiply the coefficients of B and C. So 5 and 7. So 5 into 7, 35. For B, just ignore this term, the second term, and multiply 3 and 7 from the first and the last term respectively. So 3 into 7, 21. For C, ignore the third term and multiply 3 into 5, 15. So 35 as to 21 as to 15. ये रेशियो आ गया हमारा A as to B is to C का. यहाँ पे क्या आएगा? A as to B as to C. We ignore this term first. From here, we multiply 7 and 3. 7 into 3, that is 21. As to B के लिए we ignore these terms and we multiply 4 and 3. And what do you get? 4 into 3 is equal to 12. For C, we ignore this term and multiply 4 into 7, that is 28. So 21 as to 12 is to 28. This is the ratio of A, B and C. Next. Now if A as to B is given as 3 as to 4 and B as to C is given as 3 as to 5. Now we want the ratio between A, B and C. So just write ABC in this fashion with the common term in between. So to get A, multiply these two terms. 3 into 3, 9. To get the value of B, multiply these two terms, 4 into 3, and you will get 12. And to get the value or the ratio of C, multiply these two terms, 4 and 5, and you will get 4 into 5, 20. So what is the required ratio? 9 is to 12 is to 20. Once again, we have A as to B is 3 is to 4 and B is to C is 3 is to 5. So 3 is to 4 and 3 is to 5. Oh, it's the same question. So let me just modify these ratios. Let's say this is 3 is to 5 and this is also 3 is to 5. So what is the final ratio? For A, you will multiply 3 and 3 and get 9. For B, you will multiply 5 into 3. 5 threes are 15. For C, you will multiply 5 into 5 and get 25. So the required ratio is 9 as to 15 is to 25. With this, we come to an end of this second session of ratio. Thank you.